Come to QuestionsTube to choose the new VMware 2V0-32.22 exam questions to prepare well for your VMware Cloud Operations 8X Professional Certification exam. Clearing the VMware 2V0-32.22 exam is not easy, but with the right study materials, for example, the 2V0-32.22 exam questions of QuestionsTube can be your great preparation tool, helping you clear the VMware Cloud Operations 8X Professional 2V0-32.22 exam on the first attempt. Do you know the 2V0-32.22 exam overviews? The 2V0-32.22 VMware Cloud Operations 8X Professional exam, issued by VMware, is the requirement for the VMware Certified Professional, Cloud Operations 2024, VCP-CO 2024. Certification validates your skills in areas such as cloud management, monitoring, troubleshooting, and automation using VMware products and technologies. The real 2V0-32.22 exam validates your ability to install, configure, administer, and operate a multi-cloud infrastructure using vRealize Operations, vRealize Log Insight, and vRealize Suite Lifecycle Manager. It is a 60-item exam with a passing score of 300 using a scaled method. Candidates are given an appointment time of 130 minutes, which includes adequate time to complete the exam for non-native English speakers. New 2V0-32.22 exam questions of QuestionsTube. The new 2V0-32.22 exam questions of QuestionsTube have become a leading resource for preparation, with no one challenging the authority of the questions and answers provided by QuestionsTube. These 2V0-32.22 exam questions have been vetted by VMware specialists, ensuring that you have what you need to pass the VMware Cloud Operations 8X Professional exam on the first try. The high pass rate of QuestionsTube adds credibility to its effectiveness. Why choose QuestionsTube to make preparations? With QuestionsTube, you can confidently prepare for and clear the 2V0-32.22 exam, taking your career to the next level. Real 2V0-32.22 exam questions and answers are great for increasing your chances of success. The new 2V0-32.22 exam questions are available in PDF format and the ICE testing engine. Enjoy the excellent customer support, applying for a full refund if you fail by using the real exam questions. Getting free updates allows you to get the most recent 2V0-32.22 exam questions. 2V0-32.22 free exam questions. A demo version of 2V0-32.22 free exam questions can be read to test the quality, which is available to clear all your doubts about the VMware 2V0-32.22 exam questions. 1. A cloud administrator is managing a container environment. The application team has complained that they need to manually restart containers in the event of a failure. Which solution can the administrator implement to solve this issue? A. Kubernetes. B. VMware vSphere High Availability. C. VMware vSphere Fault Tolerance. D. Prometheus. Answer. A. 2. With which solution is the cloud administrator interfacing when defining storage policies in a VMware Cloud Software Defined Data Center, SDDC? VMware Virtual Volumes, vVols. B. VMware vSAN, CISCSI. D. VMware Virtual Machine File System, VMFS. Answer B. 3. When configuring hybrid link mode, what is the maximum supported latency between an on-premises environment and a VMware Cloud on AWS Software-Defined Data Center, SDDC? A. 200 milliseconds round trip. B. 250 milliseconds round trip. C. 150 milliseconds round trip. D. 100 milliseconds round trip. Answer D. 4. A cloud administrator is in the process of troubleshooting a non-compliant object. How can the administrator change a VM storage policy for an ISO image? A. Modify the default VM storage policy and recreate the ISO image. B. Modify the default VM storage policy. C. Apply a new VM storage policy. D. Attach the ISO image to a virtual machine. Answer C. 5. Which three functions are provided by the components within the Kubernetes control plane? Choose 3. A. Balances pods across the nodes within a Kubernetes cluster. B. Ensures that containers are running in a pod. C. Configures network rules to route traffic to containers within the Kubernetes cluster. D. Stores Kubernetes cluster data in a key-value data store. E. Watches the API for changes and responds with appropriate actions. F. Stores and distributes container images. Answer 8. 6. Which Tanzu Kubernetes grid component is used to create, scale, upgrade and delete workload clusters? A. Tanzu Kubernetes cluster. B. Tanzu CLI. C. Tanzu supervisor cluster. D. Tanzu Kubernetes grid extensions. Answer B. 7. A company needs to increase its infrastructure capacity quickly to accommodate their rapid business growth. Which cloud use case describes their requirement? A. Maintain and modernize. B. Consolidate and migrate. C. Disaster recovery. D. Maintain and expand. Answer A. 8. Which two steps should an administrator take to allow HTTPS access to a specific virtual machine, VM, through the public Internet for VMware Cloud on AWS? Choose 2. A. Create a custom service called HTTPS using port 443. B. Configure AWS Direct Connect. C. Configure a SNAT rule translating an internal IP address to a public IP address. D. Request a public IP address in the VMware Cloud Console. E. Configure a DNAT rule translating a public IP address to an internal IP address. Answer AD. 9. An administrator wants to have a global view of all managed Tanzu Kubernetes clusters and manage the policies across them. Which solution would the administrator use? A. VMware Tanzu Mission Control. B. VMware Tanzu Observability by Wavefront. C. VMware Tanzu Service Mesh. D. VMware Tanzu Kubernetes Grid. Answer A. 10. Which two networking planes are converged in a VMware NSXT data center? Choose 2. A. Control plane, B. I/O plane, C. Management plane, D. Consumption plane, E. Data plane. Answer: AC.